name is Laurenz. I'm from Cologne. I'm here at San Sebastian with the short film Against All Odds, and I'm very proud of it and very happy to be part of this year's Nest edition. It's my graduation film. And yeah, what's to say about me? I mean, I work at the cinema. That's quite a big deal for me. Not that like not full time, but cinema is a big part of my life. Also the place, the area of it, and yeah. So Against All Odds, it's the English title, international title. It's like a saying in German. It says like "allen Zweifeln zum Trotz." So it translates to more or less "Against All Odds." And what I can say about the film that you should really be careful about choosing your working title for a film because it could become reality. And for us, for the whole team, like Against All Odds was really like the whole production process, the whole creative part of it. It was really on the way. There were so many difficulties and so many things we had to solve and we had to fight against. But in the end, I'm like very happy that the short film came out of it, because at some points we weren't even sure about that.
I had some specific questions.
Yeah.
One of the questions is about your work with the boy. How did you find him? And how was the process of working with him? Because he's really good.
Yeah, I think I'm the part I'm like really most proud of for me as a director was the work with Johannes. It's the boy, it's like the main character of the film. And it was his first film. So he has never been in front of a camera before. He did some acting classes, I think. And we knew already when we were searching for the actor that we hadn't that much possibility to cast in Berlin or in Hamburg, for example. So we knew he should be out of the area of Cologne. So it was really tiny area. And then I did a lot of online searching, like at casting data sites and I don't know, filmmakers. I don't know the names if it's like international or not, but here in Germany. And then I saw a boy. He had like really long hairs, and he looked this kind of beautiful skater boy, like the cool boy at school. And I was like, cool. He looks interesting some way. His eyes look older than his face. And then really, I thought he's a cool guy. I saw a video of him where he said, "Oh, like this is a casting video of me. I really like to perform like I'm playing a dead dinosaur." So he said, "I'm a dinosaur and now I'm dying." He was like making crazy sounds and like playing a dying dinosaur. And I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And I had him in the back of my mind, but I was like, "Oh no, it's not fitting with the role. He's too funny. He's too good looking. Uh, it doesn't work." But then I had to invite him to the casting, and we did some scenes, and I was like, "Okay, you can work with him so good." And then we took off his hair, we gave him a haircut, we painted him some small wounds over here, and it really totally changed him. And yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about how did you prepare with him the shooting?
Yes, it was like very intuitive. So I was talking with him about the role, but we did some like exercises. Like just I had the tennis ball and I just would throw the tennis ball to him and I would ask a question like, how do you feel today? Or how does the Yunus, the role, feel today? And he was like throwing it back to me and replying. And sometimes he would even throw the ball at me and would say, how do you feel? Are you nervous? Something like that. And in the process of the shooting, I asked him, what do you need to get into the role? Because for me, it was really important that because he's not an experienced actor, like how could he enter the role and after one day of shooting get out of it again? Because I think the transition can be really difficult. And he said, he just imagines that he would go into a room and he would turn on a computer and the computer would loading a program. This program would be like his role. So we did some kind of crazy meditation where I told him to sit down, close his eyes, and they was saying like, now everything gets quiet. You sit here, it's dark, and now you stand up, you go in front of a door, you open the door, there's a computer standing, you turn on the computer, and slowly there's the transition, and now you are not Johannes anymore, you are Yunus. How do you feel? How do you feel the weight of your shoulders? How's your face feeling? Is anything changing? How do you perceive your environment? The sounds are different now, you're at another place. And this helped a lot, I think. And with Johannes, it was really, really amazing because you could work with him so abstract. At some point, he was asking me, because there was the scene where he touched the mannequin at the private part, and it was really important for me. And he was like, uh, am I this type of kid which would secretly look at the gay porn just to find out if he likes it or not? And he's like, I think he was 13 years, and I was like, oh, that's a really precise question. And I'm afraid of this question, but I said like, yeah, maybe there is some kind of curiosity and it's really important for the role. And he pushed me, he asked me very precisely. And so I had to come up with answers because I was really maybe afraid of the sexual part of the story, or maybe the part which seems sexual, because in a way, in adolescence, you have to try out. You are fighting with some gender roles, maybe like the male gender. You would try to understand it, or maybe you try to cope with it in some kind of way. And I was really impressed by him. You could work with him like a real actor. I don't know if there's a time, but there's one moment when the mannequin is facing down in the water. I played a song to him with which I said, "Oh, this kind of emotion reminds me of the story, or it's an important part for me." I heard the song a lot when I was thinking about the story, and then I was asking him, "Oh, at which point do you go to the mannequin? He's throwing stones in the water, and at which point do you decide to go nearer or to go near to yeah?" And he was saying that, "Oh, I hear the song you played to me." And I'm like curious, where does it come from? Then I see comes from the torso of the mannequin. Then I go there, then I touch it, then I turn up the face, and then the song is gone. And now I have the feeling of taking it away. And it's like I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah. I was wondering now if you could tell a little bit about, because one of the moments I really like, the moment that the kid shoots to the older guy, but instead of a bullet, it gets out like colorful confettis.
Hmm.
And I don't know in which moment did you decide to substitute like the violent symbols for another like colorful uh, party items.
I think there are like two sides of it.
Uh-huh.
One side that I had a scene in my head where a father figure and a son figure would play around and they would shoot confetti cannons at each other. And at some point, the father would play dead and he would lay on the ground. And the son would maybe feel the opportunity that now, when he is dead, there's a chance to get near to him and to express his longings, or maybe he can. There's something happening which can't happen in real life. And for me, this playing dead or this confetti symbol was some kind of atmosphere I found really, really exciting. And for me, it's like confetti. I really like it. I don't know, it's becoming like a trademark. I don't know. I love the colors. I love the contrast of it, that you can, it's something playful. And normally I'm like very serious at, I don't know, my films are often very serious. I don't know why. But confetti is like it takes everything like up. It makes it bigger, it makes it abstract, it makes it, yeah, it evaluates in some kind of way. But it can be really simple, or it even can be too much. I think yeah, some people don't like it.
Oh, I like it. And now I would like to ask you about your film school.
I think for me, I was really glad to had Philipp Gröning as a professor. I think I learned a lot of him in terms of like thinking outside the box. I think he's like a very how do you say, controversial figure. So I think there's some good sides and maybe some difficult sides, but I could learn a lot of him, and I was really thankful for that. Then for me, film school was mainly I have two good friends or three good friends. We met at the film school and we all got accepted, and we were in one directing class. And we always said after the film school that we really learned more about life and about ourselves than about films. Sometimes it would be like a school of life in some way. So we were out of it and we were thinking about, do we even know anything about film? But we discovered ourselves very much. And I think we more talked about perception of life or about what do we want from life than about films. Or let's put it that way, that for us, I think, or for me, film's a way to see life in a different way or understand it or to try to creatively work with it. And I think film school was a lot about this. And I would have quit it like 2 or 3 times, but there was one person, Susanne Grüne claims, she was like the head of department of directing, and I have a really close relationship to her. She's like a good team partner for me to ping pong some ideas, or I always talk about my ideas with her. And she was a big part of film school for me to stay there, to overcome obstacles, and to at the end make my bachelor.
So you already, I think that you said something that could be related to the last question that I have, that it's what does cinema mean for you?
Cinema for me, in the first place, when somebody says cinema, it's for me in the first place, it's the place. For me, I didn't know that I wanted to do movies, but I was kicked out from home, more or less. And I had a friend working in the cinema, and I had a lot of free time. And I would go to the cinema, and he would say, "Oh, you can go there for free." And I really liked the place. In his free time, when he wasn't working, we ordered some food, and I sat there, or I just watched some films, and they totally changed my point of view on some topics of life. But first of all, for me, it's the place, because as a projectionist, I can see how the people go into the cinema, how they feel, how they talk, how they are like very chatty or even a little bit drunk. And after the film, you can see how the film changes the mood of the people, how they are now different. And when you're a projectionist, the point of putting the light on slowly, or when the credits are rolling, or opening the door, it's like opening the door to a little kid's room. So everybody's, oh, what's the light? What's going on? Oh no, real world is kicking in. The real world is still existing. And for me, cinema is first about contact, about the place. And in the last years, it's getting more and more about the conversations after watching the film.